Well, I picked up all my stuff this morning. I've got two plants with me, two Masdevallias that are from Alan or Lynn, one or the other. But I've got them in the car where they can stay to go to a friend that is at the show on the Scottish Orchid Society stand, because he used to be a member of Wessex with us, and then he moved to Scotland, so he's with the Scottish Orchid Society now. So I've got some plants for him, which we will take in as soon as we get there and dump with whoever's on the stand if he's not there himself. That way we haven't got to carry them around with us. And then I picked up all the rest of the stuff that we need. These are our exhibitor wristbands. That gets us into the show. That's one for me, one for Hannah. We've got our specific car park to get us into the exhibitor car park. Apparently, according to Lynn and Alan, if you don't get there quite a bit before the show actually opens, because exhibitors are the only people allowed in at that point, then you're unlikely to park very near, and they'll just escort you to a car park a long way away. So be it. I mean, we're not getting there early. So we've got our car park ticket. That's part of the job, not all of it. I've got the list of orchids that are on the stand from Lynn. So these are all the orchids that are there and who they belong to. Who they belong to doesn't matter really. And then I've got the BOC stand, which is where our plants are. The two guys in charge there will either know where I get the wristbands and the car park pass to get in close to the hall to load the orchids up at the end of the day. They will either have those with them or they will know where I can get them. If I've got any problems, I ring this guy. He's the organizer and he's made his mobile number available to anyone who has a problem. And in addition to the plants, I've got to bring back these awards. We've got a first and second rosette and a best in show rosette. We've got two highly commended cards, and then we've got Derek's trophy, which was for, where is it, Derek? Oh, here we are, Masdevallia ignea. That got best in show, so he's actually got a trophy for that, which I've got to bring back that as well as the plants. So that's that. That's our list. We've got a map. That's a map of the site with the car parks. We've got to come in and come round here and then come up. These are the exhibitors' car parks up here, and this is the hall where we actually are. And at the end of the day, we will get a pass to be able to drive the car into here, right next to the hall, and a special armband, a wristband, that lets us into the hall after the show is closed. Otherwise we can't get in. So we will go to the car park at the end of the day with our pass and our wristbands, and then drive over to here. And we'll go from there. So that's all that. I've got a bigger map here with showing the key for what all the symbols are and everything, should we need it. I don't think I'll need that. I'm one of those, I look at a map and I don't need to look at it again. Just memorize it. So that's everything I need for tomorrow, all ready to go. And I should be on my way. I should be up at silly o'clock as usual, because Mojo gets me up not long after it gets light, before it's properly light, so we're looking at between 4 and 4:30 nowadays. So I should be up early, make sure I have something to eat, and I shall be off at 6:30, get to Hannah's about 8. We won't be there long, we'll set off from there. And according to Google Maps, from Hannah's place to the exhibition centre, I hope they take into account the roadworks on the M5, where they've got narrow lanes and a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. Don't you just love our motorways? What's the point of having a motorway when you can go faster on the A roads, because they're always digging them up, messing about? Anyway, there is a section of the M5 that is slow running. I've just had a look at the moment and it's showing it as slow moving because it should be 70 and the traffic's limited to 50. So it treats it as a traffic jam. That's how the traffic app works. Duh. Anyway, it shows it taking around 2 hours from Hannah's place. And at the time of day I'm travelling on a Sunday morning, it should take me about an hour and a quarter to get to Hannah's, probably an hour and a half. I don't like driving silly nowadays. I'm not as young as I used to be. The need for speed has gone. Oh, so everything's sort of ready for tomorrow now. I've got everything I need. I haven't got the car park pass to get into the inner car park to load the orchids. The car's got it's got a lovely trolley in there that folds, and it unfolds into a trolley with a handle that's quite large. And the idea is we will put all the plants in that trolley. I think they will all go in, possibly with one crate alongside. We'll take that back to the car, and I'm hoping we can just lift the whole trolley straight in the back of the car. And that's it, job done. That's the theory. Well, we won't know till the end of tomorrow anyway. So yeah, so everything else is in the car, our high-vis jackets and special boxes for certain plants. The box for that trophy, that's in there as well because it's glass, I think. So we're all ready to go. And I've got a new bloom which we'll just pop out and have a look at. Oof. And this is the one that came from the auction, the one that I got in the auction. It's not fully open yet, but it's not far off it. So there we go. Trouble is I can't put my finger on the special place on the screen to actually get close focus to work because I'm holding the plant. I think that's the Dracuvalia. Let's have a look. Yeah, Dracuvalia, a letter page. I say the bud was already there. I don't think that's fully open. I think it might open a little bit more. But yeah, so that's that. There's nothing else opened up here. The next thing that's going to be with us is probably going to be these buds up here. So there's 4 spikes on that plant, but 2 of them are pushing on well ahead of the other 2, and those buds are starting to swell. That is Shelob Marie, so it's a bit like Shelob Tolkien, but you know, so it's a spider type orchid, but with petals and sepals not as long as a normal brassia, but it's a brassia type. It's got brassia in it anyway. So those will be the next 2 that open, I suspect. We've got one brassia already open over here, which is the Sea Breeze. And yeah, so I'm running the fan most daytimes now. I'm doing things manually now. I mean, I've fixed up the humidifier for if it gets too dry in here. And although that's a little home humidifier, it's perfectly good for here. I can take it up from sort of 55% to 75% in about 15 minutes. You know, so it does the job. And with the circulating fan, it distributes it really well. But I mean, the humidity in here is over 70%, so that's why I turned it off. But both the fan and the humidifier, they're both on manual at the moment. I use the thermostat to switch on the fan and turn the heater off, so the fan runs on its own. I switch that on and off manually, and then come the end of the day, as it starts to cool down a bit, I switch the thermostat back down to the night temperature, which shuts the fan off, and turn the heater back on, so that the fan and the heater come on if it gets too cold at night, which it has been doing frequently. It's nearly midsummer's day, and we're going down to sort of 7, 8, 9 degrees C overnight. This is ridiculous. It just won't get warm. And we're getting rain most days. That I don't mind too much because it saves me water in the garden. But yeah, it's been a strange spring, really strange. Ridiculous amount of water. And I mean, if I go out there in the garden now, you can see parts of the garden are quite still. Those are the sheltered bits. You know, if you look a bit higher up, there is some movement. But it's going to get windy soon. You know, we're looking at 40-50 mile an hour gusts. You can see it's blowing about a bit now. It comes and goes. But obviously in that wind it feels quite cold. Out of the wind, like sitting on my step over there where I was having a sit just now in the sun, it feels quite pleasant. But it doesn't feel summer. Still doesn't feel like summer. So yeah, it's been a strange old year so far. And quite honestly, until that jet stream moves, it ain't going to change. Anyway, it's supposed to be getting a little bit warmer for the weekend, and the weather forecast for tomorrow around the area where we will be is still potential showers, but some longer sunny spells and feeling a little bit warmer. All I hope is that it's not raining when we have to load the plants up at the end of the day, because then you've got to sit in the car soaking wet. So as long as we don't get wet then, I don't mind. So anyway, I won't be filming anything. I won't be posting any film tomorrow, and I'll sort out the video clips on Monday that I've taken and see what I'm going to put together. But apparently there are bonsai trees in the same hall as where the orchids are, so there'll be some bonsai trees to film for the other channel. There are show gardens and floral displays and lots of types of plants for sale. That will go on the Gardening channel. And then there's obviously the orchids, which I will do some filming there as well. And yeah, so there'll be something for the Orchid channel and a couple for the other channel as well. So I'll see you on Monday for something. Bye for now.